Stefanie Dugan. I am a certified genetic counselor, and I work for Versiti. I have two roles in my position here. One is working in the Hemophilia Treatment Center, the Comprehensive Center for Bleeding Disorders here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And the other part of my role is to work in the diagnostic labs. Versiti has a hematology genetics offering where we provide genetic testing for rare, non-malignant hematology conditions for patients and their providers across the country. This field offered an opportunity for me to merge two of my big interests, so science and technology, as well as a passion for helping people. So it was the perfect overlap of something that was academically really interesting, stimulating, and also something where I could make a difference in the life of other humans. People in the bleeding and blood disorders community may wish to talk to a genetic counselor just to better understand the inherited disease or possibility of inherited disease in their family, and whether or not genetic testing is something that could offer them more information. Genetic counselors also provide a psychosocial assessment and support and can help direct people to other resources or other members of a medical care team who can kind of work together to provide optimal care for someone who has a family history or personal history of a blood or bleeding disorder. So to become a genetic counselor, it requires an undergraduate degree with coursework related to genetics and sciences, although it doesn't necessarily need to be your major. But then specifically, genetic counselors have specialized training in medical genetics and counseling from designated or accredited programs. The terminal degree is a master's degree from a program that is accredited by the Accreditation Council for Genetic Counseling. So these programs are very specific and will provide all the education and background in medical genetics and in counseling that you would need to launch a career in the genetic counseling field. For someone who's interested in pursuing genetic counseling as a career, there's actually tons of information that you can start by going to the aboutgeneticcounselors.org website. You can get to that website from the National Society for Genetic Counselors main website, which is nsgc.org. The website aboutgeneticcounselors.org has an entire section on how to become a genetic counselor. This is, I guess, the advice I would give, because it's all outlined there really in tons of detail, talking about how to prepare yourself for applying to a genetic counseling program, what kind of opportunities are out there to get more exposure to the field, whether that be shadowing or interviewing other genetic counselors, looking for intermediate employment between undergrad and graduate school that would prepare you. Oh, my little computer sound just kicked in. Sorry about that. There are certain there are employment opportunities that can also be something for someone who's interested in genetic counseling to explore. Genetic counseling assistants have become a really important part of the genetic counseling workforce, and you can find information about those kind of positions as well. Aboutgeneticcounselors.org is really going to give you all the information you need about becoming a good candidate to apply to an accredited program, and has a lot more detail on what those accredited programs are around the country, and what that experience of training in a master's program would be like. It's easy to find a genetic counselor. If there's not a genetic counselor that's affiliated with your local hemophilia treatment center or your hematology provider, going to counselor, or you can go to abgc.net to to similarly find a directory of genetic counselors across the country. You can search for genetic counselors based on your physical location, whether you want to see a genetic counselor in person or via telemedicine. You could search for a genetic counselor based on a subspecialty or a specific condition that you're interested in learning more about. So the two easiest resources to find a genetic counselor are nsgc.org or abgc.net. And from there, each of them have a Find a Genetic Counselor tab.